main thing. So that is another very important discussion that the businesses will have to look at. Because carbon financing, carbon credits, all of that comes after when we are used to using renewable energies. So I think we are missing a step here. So anyway, I pay my deepest respects to the father of the nation and all the martyrs that we lost on 15 August 1975. I pay my respects to all the martyrs of our liberation war of 1971, climate vulnerable countries, as she has been chairing that forum. Bangladesh has demonstrated remarkable growth and development despite multiple obstacles and challenges. And one of the main challenges is Bangladesh is and has been severely impacted by the adversities of the climate crisis. When we were talking about emissions and the carbon market and carbon credits, in the same way, the conversations about adaptation and mitigations are important, and the conversation about moving away from fossil fuel is also important. And also how to incentivize the usage of renewable energy. We are aware that the Power Ministry has put into place a net metering system, but my brother Shams was mentioning the issues which are still remaining in BEPSA, because BEPSA has a different law to govern energy usage. So net metering is not applicable there. Yes, that is a problem that we need to address. There are various policies that we have, many of the panelists have referred to, policies like the Climate Change Strategy and Action Plan, National Adaptation Program, Mujib Climate Prosperity Plan, National Disaster Management Policy, and we have heard from the esteemed panelists from World Bank about how how many countries, developed countries, have used the carbon financing and the carbon credit system. We in Bangladesh will, of course, not try to invent the wheel. We will, follow solutions that have already worked. That is one thing. Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina recently said, quote, Bangladesh is now considered a living laboratory of locally led climate adaptation. My first realization about resource constraint for climate action was at COP15 in 2009. I set up Bangladesh Climate Trust Fund to undertake homegrown adaptation process after returning home from COP15, unquote. Bangladesh has so far implemented nearly 800 projects at a cost of $480 million from our own resources. Even today, 300 new projects were approved at the NEC meeting on the annual development programs. This is an inadequate amount, but we require 7 to 8 billion every year to implement our national adaptation plan. Climate crisis is already having a devastating effect on Bangladesh. Bangladesh has the enormous potential to earn carbon credits, as we have heard also from the ITCOL CEO. And the two programs that earned us the most credits, the solar home system and the improved cooking stove, are actually no longer in operation, right? And I think we had more than 6 million solar home systems, which, if I ask the ITCOL CEO or Shredda or the Environment Ministry, I don't think they'll be able to tell me how many of those 6 million solar home systems are in operation now. So there is also a data gap. And what I always keep saying this, what cannot be measured is never done. So we have to get the data. And the funding, I have heard that about for the improved cooking stoves have also dried up. So the way forward is, of course, proper policies and definitely ensuring implementation. Because in Bangladesh, we do have many policies, really good policies. And we are always, complimented on those policies. But implementation and making policies are not the same thing. So the private sector will agree all the time, and in the public sector, there are many. They are being put into position certain parameters that will ensure that implementation is measured, and all goals are smart. Without smart goals, it would be very difficult to achieve anything. Achieve what we want to achieve, achieve our goal of being a smart Bangladesh. So, for promoting renewable energy sources, government has taken certain steps, and we all know that in 2021, more than 10 coal plants were cancelled. But again, now there are supercritical coal plants which are known to be quite clean, like the one we have in Matarbari. So Bangladesh has the potential to generate approximately 150 billion. I'm not sure if this is in USD or Taka, through the sale of its reserved carbon from the Sundarbans, according to a 2010 survey. Sundarbans has the capacity to store 56 million tons of carbon. There are various trees who are there, which are the best at storing carbons. I know many textile manufacturers and RNG exporters who have gone for solar rooftops on their own, and some of them have also been financed by ITCOL. There is a fear that I have, that is when we are going for a specific type of renewable energy source, there is a chance of greenwashing, there is a chance of having stranded assets, and when we are thinking of the critical minerals which are required for solar PVs, lithium batteries, etc., the supply of critical minerals are also limited. And who and what are controlling those sources? We have to take that into account. We don't want to be dependent on another, on another nation or nations, like the way we are dependent for oil on the Middle East. So having a balanced energy mix is always the way to go. We cannot just say that, which Honorable Prime Minister has rightly said, that we are looking towards having 40% of our energy from clean energy by 2041. That is still a long way to go. And I think that is an aspirational goal. So before the discussion about carbon markets in Bangladesh and carbon credits, we must have awareness campaigns and make the users of energy understand that the energy, even though renewable or cleaner energy may seem a little bit more expensive, the price is going down every day, but the present electricity that we use, which comes from fossil fuel, it is at the present price because of all the subsidies that are given. So I think renewable energy sources, clean energy sources will become more and more attractive as it becomes viable for businesses, because everyone understands the bottom line. As we use renewable energy more, the domestic carbon market will become more important. And for now, we should learn to negotiate in the international market and learn the nitty-gritties of negotiation and the policies which will be required to be put in place. And I understand that this should be a coordinated effort, because if each ministry is doing it separately, it's not going to work out. It's going to make everyone very confused. I have been told that the crucial factor is to provide high-quality carbon credits that are supported by thorough baseline assessment, project auditing and verification, and approvals from reputable organizations. We have heard in detail from our panelists from the World Bank and from UNDP. This will enhance the ability to negotiate more effectively in the market and bolster the actual influence of the project. I thank the BIISS for arranging this very important seminar and to begin the conversation about what will happen in the future and how we should give emphasis to renewable and clean energy. Bangladesh has the potential to emerge as a significant player in the international carbon credit market through effective policies and investments. And when we are talking about getting used to policies, I was hearing discussions on that line. We were not used to mobile phones and mobile financial services only a few years ago. And I think Bangladeshi people are very resilient and they can adapt very well to technology. So